Ooh, let's see here. What do we have here? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Buckles Locker. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share all the videos. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. Y'all feeling good? Thursday here. One more day. One more day. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man. Dang. Oh, let me start out. Shout out to all the Piracy Bandits. Thank you for joining. Subscribe to the channel, like the channel, and share all the videos. Make sure you hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. We in this thing. We in this thing. Riding high. We riding. We riding high. We riding. We riding high. We riding. We riding high. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? How can I start this out? Sad news today. Sad news today. I'm gonna let everybody get in here, get right, get crunk, get live, time to represent. Who division is this? The Bucs right now. NFC South. They are on suicide watch. The rest of the fan base in the NFC South, SOUF, they are on suicide watch. I'm going to repeat. Suicide watch. Has anybody checked on their friends that's Falcon fans or Falcons, Carolina Kitty Cats, and the New Orleans Aints? Please check up on them. Please check up on them fans, because they don't know what to do with themselves. They did not see this coming. The Saints didn't see this coming. The Falcons thought they was really like that, but they really not like that. And the Panthers, poor Panthers, they really thought they was going to do something. I mean, I like Frank Wright. I like him. But watching tape on Bryce Young, man, I don't know, man. Because CJ Stroud, I'm just saying, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson look better. Just saying, for right now. We really like that. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to throw it out there, but man, Panthers, boy, that can you imagine if the Panthers just don't win any games? Can you imagine if the Panthers go 2-15, 1-16, they go 3-14? Can you imagine that? And what's so funny is, what do the Panthers do if they got the number one pick in the draft? What should the Panthers do if they had the number one pick in the draft? If they go 1-16, 2-15, 3-14, what should the Panthers do with the number one pick if they end up with the number one pick? What should the Panthers do? Should they pass up on Caleb Williams? Just saying. I ain't trying to start no Panthers fans. I'm just saying. I just want to put it out there, because I'm telling you, if Bryce Young don't work out and you got the number one pick, everybody gonna go back and look back and say, you should have drafted Caleb. And if Caleb Williams come in the league and he really like that, and he get right, and y'all pass up on, man, I'm just saying, because the Panthers don't look like they're gonna win a lot of games. The Panthers don't look like they're gonna win a lot of games. I don't. As of right now, the Panthers look like they'll probably win 4 games at best. 4. And you got a number one pick. The Broncos, the Bears, 3 teams fighting for the number one pick. And if it's the Panthers, I don't know, man. Like, you generational quarterback, possibly you gonna pass up on. And I'm not saying Bryce Young is bad, but Bryce Young is not no generational quarterback. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there, Panthers fans. You might want to start talking about this. I'm not saying your season over right now. You might get right in the second half of the season, but you might want to start talking about being in the top three and with Caleb Williams and Drake May and Michael Penix Jr. sitting there, and y'all sitting there number 1, 2, or 3, and you pass up on 3 quarterbacks, and all 3 of them end up being really good, and Bryce Young struggles, it's gonna be a bad look for the Panthers. The Carolina Kitty Cats are in a bad position to be. This is the worst case. This is what's happening right now with the Carolina Panthers. We talking football now, folks. We'll get to the Bucs. We talking football right now. Opening it up, talking about football. The Panthers are in a bad scenario. They're not good, and they just drafted a quarterback, number 1, 5'10" and some change, 5'9", 5'10", about $190, and you have no wins yet. You have no wins, and you're gonna most likely be 0-5 when Detroit beat the brakes off you. Because when you at 0-5, you pretty much locked in for top 3 pretty much. I don't see anything. It's going to get worse for the Panthers. And I feel bad for them because I like Frank Wright, but they're in a bad position. The worst case scenario is happening to the Panthers. You pick a quarterback and you don't win any games, or you might win 1 or 2, maybe 3. And then on top of that, the next year's draft is deep at quarterback. Now, I'm just saying, if Bryce Young don't look good when he gets healthy, and he don't look good moving forward for the rest of the season, he struggles, and you finish in the top 3, and Penix and Drake May and Caleb Williams is all right there, the Panthers got decisions to make. Yeah, I know that somebody said about Marvin Harrison Jr. Okay, well, you draft him. Okay, cool. You still got Bryce Young. I'm just saying. You're going to miss out on quarterbacks. Exactly. They traded up with the Bears. So the Bears are going to be sitting pretty. And the Panthers, the worst case scenario for the Panthers is happening right now. You don't have a chance. You're going to finish with the first, second, or third, or fourth worst record, and you cannot draft one of those top guys. The Bears got to wait. And people talked about this. I know the Bears don't look good. They're going to lose tonight, whatever. But I'm just saying, the Bears are in a perfect position to reset their franchise. And the Panthers, yikes. You don't have a first round pick. You went all in on Bryce Young, 5'9", 5'10". I'm just saying, Panthers fans, y'all need to talk about this. I mean, you got some trade pieces. You got Brian Burns, you got Derek Brown, you got J.C. Horn. You got some trade pieces, Jerry McChin. You got some trade pieces to maybe get back into the first round. I'm just saying. You might have to package a Derek Brown and a J.C. Horn to get back in the first round. To get a quarterback. I'm just saying. And you're not gonna get Marvin Harris Jr. because you ain't got no first round pick. The Bears got your pick. So the Bears most likely gonna have 2 top 5 picks. You want to talk about a franchise reset? They can get a quarterback and go get a top defensive player, a top receiver, a top tackle. I mean, knowing the Bears, they're gonna probably screw it up. You know what I'm saying? The perfect scenario for the Bears is you go ahead and move on from Justin Fields. You get your quarterback, Caleb Williams. And that second pick, you need a receiver. You go get Marvin Harrison Jr. Or you go get Joe Alt, the left tackle from Notre Dame. So either way, the Bears can't mess this up, right? The Bears can't mess this up, right? But as far as the NFC South, the Panthers are screwed. They screwed right now. I'm not saying down the road, but right now, they might not win 3 games. And as far as the Atlanta Falcons, they need a quarterback. Whether they want to believe it or not, they need a quarterback and a possible coach that can utilize those weapons the right way. Arthur Smith is ground and pound. So he's not going to draft a quarterback that can chuck the ball around, that can get better and has a high ceiling. Desmond Ridder has a low ceiling, and they know it. Well, the Atlanta Falcon fans know that. He's a Marcus Mariota 2.0. Tell me I'm wrong. Has anybody watched the Falcons play? Anytime they ask Desmond Ridder to chuck the ball around a little bit, he can't do it. He's inaccurate. He's not aggressive. Who does that remind you of? Marcus Mariota. They play just alike. 3 straight drafts, you draft offensive players, and you're not even really using 2 of them. Drake London, Mike Evans' clone, and Kyle Pitts. You're not even using those 2 like you're supposed to. 3 straight drafts, the Carolina Kitty Cats draft offensive players to only run the ball like crazy, which is fine. But you got to throw the ball as well. The Falcons are not in the Falcons are not in a situation like the Panthers. At least they got some pieces on the team that they can build on. Jesse Bates and Grady Jarrett. They got a couple other young guys on there. AJ Terrell. They got some decent players on there. Drake London and Kyle Pitts, B. John Robinson, Tyler Algier. They got a nice little O-line. But I'm not believing in that coaching that quarterback. And then you got the New Orleans Saints, the Who Nots. They are in a terrible situation. They can't even come off of Derek Carr until 2025. Before the 2020, because they stuck with Derek Carr at least until 2025. That's when they got a chance to get away from Derek Carr. They got Derek Carr this season and next season. They stuck like Chuck. They are in a terrible situation. We get into the Bucs. I'm gonna break down the Bucs in a little bit. I just want to start from the bottom, and now we're here. The Saints are in a really bad situation. They have an old roster. They overthought the situation. The Saints still feel like they have a Super Bowl window. The Saints organization still believe they are an elite team. No, you're not. You overestimated that roster. They thought they were a quarterback away. No, you're not. You are a coach. You need some more talent on the O-line. Need some talent on the D-line. Linebacker, Demario Davis, he getting old. Tyrann Mathieu, he pushing it. You need some influx of talent, especially at the coaching position and the quarterback position and the OC. You got too many holes to think that you are still in the elite teams in the NFL. Too many holes. And they not set up for success, mid-term or long-term. And I'm going to tell you why. My machete, disloyal. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it always take the other team's side. The Saints are in cap hell, and they can sit there and talk about, oh, y'all don't know how Mickey Loomis he move, and what's his name, Hartley, the assistant capologist, whatever on the Saints, his name, Kyrie Holly, or whatever his name is. Oh, the Saints, y'all always talk about the Saints salary cap, but the Saints always find a way to be compliant. Yeah, because y'all kicking the can down the road and you're making it worse. See, the Bucs, as I transition to my team, we did that too. But what the Saints did, they kept doing it. They got some really bad contracts that don't look good moving forward. They got a bad coach, they got a bad OC, and they got a below average quarterback at this stage of his career. Derek Carr not even average no more. Derek Carr is below average. He has no heart. He's a quitter. He's a whiny. When things get tough, he folds like a lawn chair. I don't want no quarterback like that. This is why Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in the NFC South. He don't fold like a lawn chair. He gonna fight you to the end. Yes, he got limitations. Yes, he's not a elite quarterback. We know that. At least Bucs fans know that. See, you Saints fans, you really thought Derek Carr was an elite quarterback. He's not. He's a below average quarterback right now. He's been like that for like the last 2 years. He was average for a while. Average at best. Kevin Samuels' voice. Average at best. These last 2 years, he is below average. And he's picking up right where he left off at last year. I'm talking about he mentioned the defense. Oh, he's never had a defense. Well, he got one now. S-H-I-T. He got one now. What's the excuse, Saints fans? You overestimated that roster. If this was the roster a few years ago, okay, I give y'all that. But right now, moving forward, y'all not set up for success for the rest of the season and moving forward. It's about time to hit that reboot button, Saints fans. It's time to reset that team. It's time to hit that reset button. Saints fans, you about to be in this. Remember y'all used to wear those bags on y'all head when y'all was called the New Orleans Aints? Y'all about to become the New Orleans Aints. Because remember, they used to joke on us, call us the Succaneers and, bottom of the barrel. But guess what? The tables have turned. You guys about to be back to the New Orleans Aints. Back to that. You guys are about to go back to the New Orleans Aints with a bad salary cap. And they got to play the Patriots. And you know how Bill Belichick plays Derek Carr. The Saints will be lucky to win that game. And if they do, it's going to be like some 13-9 type stuff. They terrible in the red zone. They terrible at running the ball. They can't throw the ball down the field. Their head coach is not good. The defense is they duct tape together. They holding it together a little bit. They still a top 10 defense according to the numbers. But you got a below average quarterback. Now, as I transition to the Bucs, my team. Let's talk about my team. See, we set up for success. See, this season, look, whatever happens this season, we with the smoke because we understand what's going on with our team. Now, granted, there's a small group of us probably thinking Super Bowl. I get it, and I respect that. But in reality, as of right now, there's some infinity stones in front of us. There's some infinity stones in front of the Bucs as far as getting to the Super Bowl, and it's hard to get an infinity stone. We played one already. We played one infinity stone, the Eagles, and they weren't even clicking. The Bucs wasn't clicking all the way either. But I'm just saying, if both teams were clicking, the Eagles are an infinity stone. You're not getting it. Well, in other words, in football terms, you're not beating them. If both teams are fully healthy and equal at the highest level, the Eagles got a higher ceiling. It's okay though. And the reason I'm getting to this point is I want y'all to understand where I'm going with this when it comes to the NFC South, because that's the main focus. But I'm doing the comparison here, a little contrast to a little bit, just trying to get y'all to paint the picture. It's gonna be a real nice picture, Bucs fans. You're gonna like this picture when it comes to the NFC South, especially at the end. There's a couple of infinity stones in front of the Bucs, so we're not going to the Super Bowl. You feel me? I'm not even thinking about Super Bowl because I know how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl, especially with the teams that are in front of us. On just in the NFC, okay. We're not even talking about AFC. We're just talking about NFC. And if you add the AFC teams, there's some more infinity stones over there. So the infinity stones in the NFC is the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the 49ers. We don't match up well against none of those teams. And that's a fact. We already know about the 49ers. The Eagles just beat us, and they weren't even all the way right. And you know what? The Cowboys, I mean, Jesus, get on. They get after you, and they embarrassed us last year. And that will probably be the closest team that we're closer to the Cowboys than to the Eagles and 49ers. But that's 3 Infinity Stones. Highly talented, highly elite teams, very aggressive teams. Good in the trenches on both sides of the ball. That's where they're better than the Bucs. That's where they're better than the Bucs. And that's why the Infinity Stones. See, my Infinity Stones O-line, D-line is top level. That's how I look at the NFL teams as called when I call them Infinity Stones. But don't worry, Bucs fans, I got y'all. Don't worry. We're gonna get to the Bucs bigger picture, NFC South. Watch how I do this comparison right here. Watch how I connect everything. And then of course you got the Infinity Stones in the AFC. Chiefs, Dolphins, Bills. Those are Infinity Stones. Right? We're not beating those teams. And if the Bengals get right, I don't know if the Bengals will get right. The Bengals can be Infinity Stone too. But I don't know about them this year. I don't think Joe Burrow is healthy. But let me circle right back down. Let me circle right back to the Bucs. Because we really like that. See, this season, whatever happens this season, it's for us because you do see Saints fans and the Falcons and the Carolina Kitty Cats, y'all were the ones with all these high expectations. This and that, and this and that, and this and that. Meanwhile, most of us sat in the cut, kind of waiting in the woods, waiting in the bushes, like, well, we don't know what really the Bucs gonna look like. We don't really know. Fast forward to week 4, going into week 5, we don't snuck up on everybody. We got a game flex with the Lions, another up and coming team. Right? Nobody's in the NFC South but the Bucs. We are the cream of the crop in the division. That's our division. So whatever happens this season for the Bucs, it's a plus. See, that's the difference between the Bucs, Saints, Falcons, and Panthers. See, everything we do right now, it's a plus for us. Y'all are the ones disappointed because y'all expectations, you had unrealistic expectations. Most of us Bucs fans had realistic expectations. Of course, there's a little small group probably thinking, Super Bowl bust and all that. That's cool. That every fan base got that. See, but most of us Bucs fans, we was realistic with it, right? We had people say, some people were saying crazy, like 4-13, 5-12. No, I said 7-10. But even with the 10 losses, I had no losses close. And I said hashtag transitional year. So which means is whatever happens this year, it's okay. It's okay. Because most of us understood we're not there yet, but we're getting there. We have a path, we have a light, we have light at the end of the tunnel, and we can literally see the light at the end of the tunnel. A couple more moves. We're gonna have money next year. Another strong draft class. We're gonna have a lot of money next year to spend, get a nice couple of free agents to fill up some gaps, whatever. And guess what? Guess what? We playing poker. We playing poker with whatever we want to play with. So no matter what happens this season to the Bucs, it's okay. Transitional year because we understand what's happening right now. And the reality is, we see that this division can be ours for the next 4-5 years. Easy. Too bad the rest of those NFC South teams don't see that. Most Bucs fans can, even after 4 weeks, going into week 5, we can sit here and look at the NFC South and be like, I don't see nobody beating us. I can honestly sit there and say that. And I'm not even reaching. I think most Bucs fans would agree when you look at the NFC South, even after week 4, you can sit here and say, I don't see nobody beating us. I think we're gonna sweep the NFC South. After 4 weeks, after what I've seen, of course, I might be jumping the gun. That's cool. because things can change. I get it. But as of right now, in this moment, when you look at the NFC South, the state of the NFC South, who is beating us? Like literally. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Who beating us? Seriously, real talk. Who was beating us in the NFC South? Panthers. Panthers. They lost. Atlanta confused that quarterback. Saints dead in the water. DOA. As one of the OG Jizzle said it. He called you know, DIW. He called it DOA. The Saints are dead in the water, as the OG called it. DOA. DOA, man. He DOA. Why do you think those fan bases so mad? See, we're not mad over here. Right? We're not mad over here. Because we playing with whatever we want to play with. I'm gonna repeat. Everything that's happening to the Bucs right now and moving forward, it's a plus for us. Do you understand that? That's what separates the Bucs from the rest of the NFC South. We done snuck up on y'all. Y'all didn't see this coming. Hell, I think some of us still surprised a little bit, which is a good thing though. You see what I'm saying? Which is a good thing. It's good to be surprised when your team is like, oh shoot, we okay. Because if you look at the pie of our fan base, out of 100% of Bucs fans, at a minimum, I would say about 60% was like, okay, we gonna struggle a little bit, da 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 da. And then you probably had another 20% was like, we gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? And then you got another 10% was like, I think we're gonna be a little bit straight. And then you got that little small group probably thinking, oh, we gonna be, Infinity Stone team. I mean, that's cool. But the point I'm making is no matter what happens this season, it's a fun ride for us. It's gonna be a fun ride from the overly optimistic Bucs fans and the Bucs fans that want us to lose. If that makes sense, because there's two different spectrums here. And then you got the people in the middle. Like I'm in the middle, right? But then you got the overly hyped Bucs fans. They think we probably Infinity Stone team. And then you got the Bucs fans that thought we was gonna be terrible. They want us to be bad. Because they want to get a quarterback. Right? They want one of those quarterbacks, which I do understand from a cap standpoint and from a future standpoint. I understand why that group of Bucs fans want to get a quarterback. They don't want to win a lot of games. Look, I totally understand both ends of the spectrum of Bucs fans. The whole overly hyped Bucs fans, we an Infinity Stone team. Probably think we can beat everybody and we unstoppable. Those fans, I understand how they feel. And the more the Bucs win, the more they gonna be talking, right? And then anytime the Bucs lose, the other end of the spectrum of Bucs fans gonna be like, yes, they lost. So they can, trash Baker Mayfield, trash Todd Bowles, yada, 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 yada. And then I'm talking about straight up talk negative all the time. Nothing positive coming from the Bucs fans. Remember, we all Bucs fans, but there's different ends of the spectrum. But most of us are in the middle. Right? Most of us are in the middle because we understand our team. We're not overly hyped. We're not sitting here trying to be down in the team and negative all the time. And we're not with that end of the group, and we're not overly over the top with it either. We right in the middle. That's the feel I get from our fan base when compared to the other fan bases. They on suicide watch. They are pissed off. They pissed off. The Saints, we pretty much almost ended their season. The Bucs pretty much ended the Saints season by putting a whipping on them at home. I was at the game. Do you know how embarrassing that was for any team to lose like that at home with the expectations? If your team had those type of expectations and you lose like that at home, that's bad. The Bucs sent that. Now the Packers started it. I'm not look. The Bucs can't take all the credit now. The Bucs can't take all the credit. You got to give some to the Packers. You got to give some credit to the Packers because the Packers started the crack. They started to crack the Saints' foundation. They started the crack. We just opened it up by finishing them off. We finished them. The Bucs finished the Saints off. The Packers in the fourth quarter put the crack in the foundation. They took a chisel, they took a stake, and they hit the stake real hard in the fourth quarter. Cracked it with Jordan Love. Crack, and then put a big old fault right down the middle, like a fault. A big old crack. Like the San Andreas fault. Put a crack in the fault. And the Saints was shook after that game. They was like, how did we lose that game? We was up 17-3 or something like that, 17-0. And we lost 18-17 on kicker, which for whatever reason the Saints fans skip over that part. Your kicker missed the field goal. A go-ahead field goal to go up 20-18 with about a minute or a little bit less than a minute left, or a little over a minute left. So the probability of you winning the game would have went up. If Blake Groupie or Grouper, whatever his name is, Blake Groupie, Grouper, whatever, if he would have made that field goal, the chances of y'all winning that game most likely happens, which means y'all would have been 3-0. It's funny how this works. You go from possibly being 3-0 to 2-2, and it's downhill from there because you gave up defense gave up 18 points. 18 points in the fourth quarter. That was the moment right that they realized we ain't like that. You barely beat the Titans. And y'all was talking noise? And you got a nerve to talk about us beating the Bears? We get it. We get it. Look, the Bears are terrible. We get it. Most Bucs fans know that. Some Bucs fans probably still think the Bears good because they think that's a good win. It's not a good. I mean, it's a win, but but Bears are terrible. We know that. The Vikings, they 1-3. They in a trend. They at a state of their franchises. It's probably time for a reboot at quarterback. So I don't think the Vikings. I'm gonna give the Vikings about 3 more weeks. If the Vikings ain't winning, you can pretty much can their season. So that would be another team that we beat that was not good, which is fine. But the point I'm making is we snuck up on y'all. We snuck up on y'all. Cam Jordan talking noise. Media over there with it. The Saints got the best quarterback in the division. No, they don't. The best quarterback in the division is Baker Mayfield. We not asking him to put up 1,200 yards after 4 games. That's not how the offense is designed. The offense is designed to be efficient. And that's what Baker Mayfield is doing. He's being efficient on third down. Now, they got to get better on red zone. They still not good at that. Even though this past game, they did good. But I'm just saying, overall, the Bucs need to get better in the red zone. But on third downs, and you can look at the advanced analytics, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9. Go look at the numbers. The Bucs have an efficient offense. It's not that explosive. We don't have a ton of explosive plays, those 30, 20, 30, 40 yard, like other teams got. But we don't need that right now. If you look at the offenses in the NFC South, we have the most efficient offense in the NFC South by far. We might not be putting up a ton of points, but our offense is efficient. Especially, I'm going to keep harping on this, third downs. It's almost like the Bucs are designed The way this offense is designed is to stay ahead of the sticks. So, in other words, what I mean by stay ahead of the sticks or stay on the plus side of the sticks, that means first and 10. I'm going to break this down for y'all. That means first and 10, second and 8. Second and 8, third and 6. Third and 6, first down. See how that works? Stay on the plus side of the sticks. Even though the run game is terrible, the Bucs still find a way to stay on the plus side of the sticks. I'm gonna break that down for you again. First and 10, second and 8. Second and 8, third and 6. Third and 6, first down. However you want to put it. Third and 5, third and 4. However you want to put it. If you look at the Bucs offense, the design plays are on the plus side of the percentile or the percentage. When I say design plays, I mean scripted plays from the Bucs. They're pretty good at that. That means when Baker hit his top of his drop, the ball is out. And if you really want to get technical with it, even the off-script plays, Baker Mayfield scrambling for 3, 4, 5 yards, 7 yards, whatever the case may be, or he scrambles around and he throws the ball. Plus side on that too. Compared to the other teams, they are not like that. Exactly, Fire the Cans. See, somebody caught it. Somebody, all y'all in the chat room couldn't figure it out what I was trying to go at. But at Fire the Cannons figured it out. That's the point I'm making. See, it's called hidden gems. You got to catch them. Thank you, Fire the Cannons, for catching that. But if you look at the rest of the teams in the NFC South, they stay behind the sticks. If you are at 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, your chances of getting that first down is higher. Not saying you're going to be 100% to get the first down, but your chances is high. And if you look at the rest of those teams, we're better than them on third downs. We're just better. We always moving. One of my favorite quotes on Attack on Titan. Aaron Yeager. Aaron Yeager said, "Keep moving forward." Remember when he was talking to Reiner? Remember when he was talking to Reiner down at the bottom of the basement of the building when they was having the hall meeting, and he turned into the Titan in front of Reiner when he was talking to Reiner sitting down, and his leg was messed up, and then he transformed to a Titan when he was talking to Reiner. What did he say? Must keep moving forward. That's what the Bucs offense is all about. I know we don't like the running game. Running game get 1 or 2 yards, maybe 3. You know what I'm saying? We get it. But guess what? That's the plus. That's a plus. Must keep moving forward. Aaron Yeager's voice. Attack on time. Go back and watch the episode. You understand what I mean by the Bucs keep moving forward. They keep being efficient. And the thing about it is, the beauty part about it is, compared to the other teams, their arrows are pointing down. Go look at this past Sunday's game. On the road against a division opponent, tough environment, the Bucs kept moving forward. Now, the first quarter was rough. It was a little rough in the first quarter. But from the second quarter on, they kept moving forward offensively. Look, I told y'all, not really worried about the defense as a whole. Now, granted, there's some areas in the defense I'm like, they need to tighten up, specifically pass rush. We're still struggling with that. Look, by all means, the Bucs are not perfect. but we far from bad. We are far from bad. Capital A, capital FAR. We are far from bad compared to the other teams. The other teams are bad. They're not even close to bad. They're bad. The Saints are bad. Specifically, offensively. Defense, still solid, right? Offense, bad. Head coach, bad. OC, bad. Falcons. Coach, not good. Quarterback, bad. Offensive scheme, not good. The Carolina Kitty Cats, aka the Panthers, quarterback, small. Super question marks about him. I like the head coach. Not enough weapons. Offense, not good. When Adam Thielen is a number one guy, you got a problem. If this was Adam Thielen 4 years ago, I'm all for it, right? But this version of Adam Thielen, he's your number one, and then you got DJ Chark, and you got Terrence Marshall Jr. and Chenault, Laviska Chenault. I think he's on the Panthers, I think. But was he in the Jags? 1 and 2. But no, he's in the Panthers. That's not good. Adam Thielen is a third receiver now. But he's the number one receiver on the Panthers. What's going on with DJ Chark and Terrence Marshall? Why can't they break through? We got the least amount of question marks. The reason why we are on top of the division, I'm going to repeat, the reason why the Bucs are on the top, at the top of the division and looking good moving forward, we have the least amount of question marks. Do y'all understand what that means? If you look at all 4 teams, coaching, roster, and you want to break it down even more, O-line, all these things, just break it all down. Who got the most question marks? Who got the least amount of question marks? As of right now, after the first quarter of the season, the Bucs got the least amount of question marks. Now, granted, we know how football works and we know how life works. Things can change in a heartbeat. Real life, you at home, chilling with your family, at the crib, whether you're married or not, you got kids, whatever, you get a phone call, your world's turned upside down. That's how life is. You lose your job, they pay cut, whatever the case may be, things can happen just like that. Same thing applies to football. You can be riding high. We've seen this year after year. You can be riding high. Like right now, the Bucs, we good, right? We riding high, we clapping hands, we chest bumping the Youngineers. We chest bumping Raheem, Raheem Jarrett and Trey Palmer and Devin Tompkins and Dobby, Yaya, Vita getting the sacks, and Antoine Winfield. We chest bumping, right? Baker Mayfield, we chest bumping. Mike Evans and stuff, you know what I'm saying? We Christian Izzy, chest, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? D. Delaney coming in, he's stepping up. Zion McCullough doing his thing, whatever. We all riding high. But in a moment, things can change. And I understand it. That's why I'm humble. I'm grateful that the Bucs, I'm excited. I'm glad they winning 3-1. I'm happy about that. But I'm also focused as a fan because things can change just like that. But we can laugh at the other teams because if things were to change for the Bucs, and we don't know, the future will tell that, right? When the time comes, it happens. But our future is looking good. I can't say that for the rest of the teams. And I'm pretty honest about football. I'm pretty realist about football as a whole. I'm pretty like, I'm not overly biased because I'm a football fan first. I'm a Bucs fan all day, every day, right? Y'all know that. Some of y'all don't, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all probably still think I'm a hater or something, but I ain't gonna call out nobody. But in general, I, I'm I'm a Bucs fan all day, every day, diehard. But I do understand things can change. We can wake up and it's week 8 and we scratching our heads. Like, what just happened? But we riding high right now. We riding high and we gonna keep riding, right? We good. Because just as easy as that we talking about the Saints, Falcons, and the Panthers, 4-5 weeks from now, they could be talking about us. And you know how this works, folks. The minute we lose or we have a losing streak, you know they coming. You know they coming. Here they come. Because remember, we ain't heard enough from the Saints fans in what 4-5 days on this channel. Usually they pop up in here. They was in here before the game this past Sunday. They was here all last week. I ain't seen one Saints fan come in here and say, you know what, man, y'all got us. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I want to talk to them. Don't run, Saints fans, because you be up in here every now and then. Where you at now? I'm calling you out. You gotta take the smoke. Don't duck me, son. Keith Thurman voice. Don't duck me, son. It was all good last week, and then your team lose. We don't hear from you. I'm just saying. Where do you do that at? Because guess what? Guess what? If we lose to the Saints, I'm not back. I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna make my video, talk my noise, you know what I'm saying? Give y'all credit where it's due. But where's the credit at? Y'all hate us that much, y'all can't give us fair credit. You want to blame everything else? It's the Saints' fault that they lost. We want our credit. Todd Bowles is 3-0 against Dennis Allen. Where is the credit? Now, I don't know about the other Bucs fan channels and all that. I don't mind giving the Saints credit if they beat us. I don't mind that. Y'all got us. Okay, cool, whatever. But when we win, it's crickets. They don't want to talk like that. They don't want to talk no more. Guess what, Saints fans? You got time? You want to talk about crypto? Come on, Saints fans. You got time? You want to talk about crypto? Don't run. Don't forget about this L, Saints fans. We gave y'all this L. We gave it to y'all. We gave it to y'all on a big silver platter. When those Saints go marching out, when those Saints go marching out, oh, those Saints fans, they so mad. They on suicide watch right now. They arguing right now. They arguing right now. They gonna keep arguing right now because they don't know what they gonna do with their team. Their coach is terrible and the quarterback. I'm just saying. Wake up, Saints fans. You're not elite. Your team is not elite. Your team is not elite. Your team is terrible. You got time, Saints fans? I'm trolling. This is what you call trolling, folks. I'm going to keep picking at them. And I'm going to keep picking at you until you start beating us. Y'all started. I'm going to finish it. You better hope y'all win. Because I'm telling you, if y'all lose against the Bucs later this season at home in Tampa, I got something special for you. I'm going to make a special video for the Saints. I promise you, Saints fans, you better pray your team win in Tampa. Because guess what? 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 Where's the second lines at? Where's the daiquiris? Where's the beignets at? Y'all supposed to be celebrating. All the daiquiri shops was empty. No after parties. No beignets. No crawfish. No gumbo. No nothing. I can't get nothing from y'all. No oysters and nothing. I can't get no roux. I mean, golly, Saints fans. I mean, y'all just dirty, man. Y'all can't even take a L with pride. You can't even take an L. What y'all? Well, let me guess. See, I know what happens. I know what's wrong with their fan base. They thought they was going 17-0. 16-1, 15-2. That's what they thought. Oh, look at our schedule. It's nothing but quarterbacks that the Saints deep is going to wreck. Oh, we're not worried about the Bucs. Oh, you are totally wrong. Saints fans, you are in for a long season. And Bucs fans, guess what? 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 We good over here. I'm not a gambling man, but we playing with house money. It's like we plus $1 million, and we at the table right now. Blackjack, poker table, Russian roulette, the slot machine. We can go wherever we want to in the football casino. We playing with house money, folks. After 4 weeks, we got plenty of money. Don't be afraid to spend it, Bucs fans. Don't be afraid to spend that money, but be careful. We got plenty of money to go around, Bucs fans. But don't spend all your money. It's a long season. See what I'm doing right now with my money, that the surplus of money I got right now, that the Bucs are 3-1, which means I got a surplus of money as a Bucs fan. That means confidence and hype and all, excitement, right? But I'm not spending it all. I'm not spending all my currency right now because I understand there's 13 more games to go. And I want to gradually spend my money, quote unquote. I'm telling y'all, Bucs fans, don't spend all your money because we beat the Saints. We got a long way to go. Take your time. See, I'm coming at the NFL casino. I done spent my money already. I got plenty left. I got plenty left for the season. And what I mean by that is we're not gonna win the rest of our games. I understand that. But I got enough money to be okay. Now, the more the Bucs win, the bigger the bank gonna get, right? The bigger the confidence, the bigger the swag. You know how this works. Now, some of y'all don't spend all your money already. As soon as the Bucs lose, you're gonna be like, I ain't got no money. You ain't gonna be able to talk no noise. You're gonna be like, I can't say nothing because you done spent all your money. You can't play because you spent all your money. remember that movie Pulp Fiction with John Travolta when he was in that scene where he was looking around with his jacket on his arm, he looking around with his hands up like what's going on. That's what the Saints fans doing right now. They're like, what just happened? They still don't know what happened. Have you listened to the Saints news social media platforms and media members? Have you listened? Man, I live here. I live in New Orleans. I live in Nola. They sad to the mud. The city is sad. I was in the mall earlier today. It was dead. DOA. That's right, Bucs fans. It is dead in New Orleans right now. I got my hair cut today. My barber was like, man, I ain't even worrying about them. They ready for the season to be over with. Some of them. Anyway, let me talk about a couple of things. And this is unfortunate. This is sad news. Sad news. Hall of Fame linebacker Dick Buckus, Bears legend, passes away at the age of 80. Man, it's crazy when you lose those guys, man. You don't realize how impactful those guys were. What's happening to he's a part of the reason why he's one of the reasons why what you see today, especially on defense. Well, I know it got a little soft, but you get what I'm saying. And if any one of y'all, if most of y'all, well, some of y'all if you ever watched Dick Buckus film, he was really like that. You could put Dick Buckus in any era. He was really like that. And think about it. Back then, they didn't have the medical science, the medical science. They didn't have the equipment. They didn't have the quick recovery and all that stuff. They didn't have none of that. ACL tears, ACL tear. Oh, some of those guys played with no ACLs. So some people be trying to talk noise, but those guys back in the 60s and 70s, oh my Jesus. Them dudes were real. I mean, it's real football players now, but I'm gonna put an emphasis on real football. They didn't have time for I got my bands on, I got my wristbands on, I got my chain on, I got my visor on. They didn't have time for that. Guys was getting their teeth knocked out. Give me them teeth. They was getting their teeth knocked out every week. They couldn't go get veneers. They wouldn't get paid a lot of money compared to what they're getting paid now. Them guys will break a bone in their arm and get taped up and go back in the game. Back in those days, you go across the middle, you getting destroyed. You get hit in those times, oh, you're gonna feel it for a couple days. And think about it is they played every weekend. They had to play. Those guys had families. They had to play. There was no crying. Those were real fights on the field. There was real fights in the locker room. So with Dick Buckus, the era he came from, tough. And very few players in today's league can fit that mantra. They can fit that aura. Very few players I can say, yeah, he got it. Because most of them, to be real with you, they cry babies, they soft as cotton, they complain a lot. I want to get the bag, and I understand that because of inflation and and capitalism and all that. I get it. But when it comes to football, Dick Buckus, he was really like that. He was really like that. And unfortunately, how life works, as we progress in life, players like Dick Buckus never really get what they deserve until after they're gone, which sucks. It sucks. If the world was have the ability to adjust on the fly, and what these guys getting paid right now versus what those guys got paid back then, I wish there was some type of like system set up where those guys get their due, get the bread. Those guys, they got the bread based on their like commercials, their name, their likeness, stuff like that. But they didn't really get the bag. Appearances, movie appearances, stuff like that. That's how they got the bag. But I wish that those guys back in the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, they're still alive, even the early 80s. mid 80s. I wish those guys can get the bag. Like, I wish there was a pot of money that all these players getting right now. I wish that every time these guys get these big contracts, I wish there was a percentage. I think it might be like that, but you get what I'm saying? Because how much you think Dick Buckers is worth in today's NFL? Not saying he should get $200 million, but you get what I'm saying. What you think he worth right now in today's NFL? At his position. I wish those guys can get the bag, man. At least one time in their life, just get the bag. Not saying they get paid like, year in and year out with the bag. I'm talking about one time fee, this is what you're worth right now. We're going to give it to you according to the position. You know what I'm saying? And they just give it to them one time payout so they can get the bag. Because those guys, blood, sweat, and tears. If it wasn't for them, there wouldn't be no linebackers, really. We wouldn't know what the linebacker position would look like without Dick Buckets. One of the founding fathers of linebacker. If you want to learn how to play linebacker, you want to get tough, you want Dick Buckets. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Dick Buckets and his family. Rest in heaven, rest in power. Hall of Fame linebackers, Dick Buckets, man. 80 years old. He lived his life. He lived his life. To the fullest, too. A lot of sacrifice, man. I have nothing but respect for the old school players, man. Like, nothing but respect. I'm telling you, I promise you. Some people be trying to dog them and play them to the side, but I don't do that. I'm not that type of fan. I'm not that type of fan. Like, I'm always with, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, respect to the fullest. Because as every year passed, a few of those guys go upstairs. They go to another world and they looking down on us, smiling. And in today's world, they always say you worth more money dead than alive. It's crazy how that works. Crazy. Anyway, I had to put that out there, man. Dick Buckets, man. And every so many years, this is going to happen, folks. The guys from the 50s and 60s, even the 70s, we're going to have these days. It's going to be like, damn, he gone. He was just here yesterday. You're going to go back and turn the film. We've had guys, NFL guys, legends, Hall of Famers that was, still young. They were gone before Dick Buckets. So life is real, folks. Life is real. So, I want to pay my respects to Dick Buckets, man, and all the falling legends, Hall of Fame players, man. Shout out to them. I just wanted to cut that out for Dick Buckets, man. That's sad news, man. So prayers up to him and his family, man. Prayers to his family. And it is, it's crazy. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. The Chicago Bears and the Commanders play tonight. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna a moment of silence that, because man, that's crazy. Hate to see that, man. But it's life. It's a part of life, man. It's like you don't want to see it, but it's like, dang. But yep. But back to the Bucs, I love it. I like it. You love it. I like it. I like it. You love it. So with that being said, um, is there anything I missed? I just want to come on here tonight and talk a little bit and have a little fun, talk about the Bucs, talk about the NFC South. I know we got the Lions coming up in a couple weeks, or in about 9 days. No, I'm sorry. In about 10, no, 10 days, 11 days. So I'm getting myself to. I'm watching some. I'm watching some of the Lions film too. I'm watching what they do. I'm gonna be watching them this weekend. I'm gonna watch some of their first 4 games. I like watching them though. I like watching the Lions. They look good. They going into the season. Keywords. This was expected from the Lions. You know, Lions are a good team, man. Like that's a good team. Like what they're doing right now, it's expected. We are the surprise. Like if you look at both teams, and I'll get into more details as we get closer. But if you look at both teams, we are the surprise part of it of the game. If you look at the game, we're the surprise. The Lions are they supposed to be right here, which makes it a fun game. So many variables in this game. Matchups. Um, you know, Lions O line, which is pretty good. Lions D line, very surprising. A lot of depth there. They get after the quarterback, led by Aiden Hutchinson. No James Houston, and he's still getting after the quarterback. A lot of pressures, man. Aiden Hutchinson is really like that. I've been watching him. He really like that. Ain't no, no, man. He really like that. Stop trying to down other teams because you want your team to win. That's fine, but you can't down the other team players, especially when they're good. Overall, the Lions are good offensively too. They move the ball, even with Jared Goff. Can't wait, man. I can't wait for that game, man. Got flexed to 425, so we gotta work ourselves up to that game. We gonna talk some. We gonna talk. We gonna have fun with that game. I don't want to hit. I don't even want it. I don't want to hit Bucs fans. We gonna talk about the game. Don't get scared, Bucs fans. You scared? You got time? I know you ain't scared, Bucs fans. You scared of the Lions? They coming. The Lions coming, man. I like their future. I like the Bucs future too. Two teams that got bright futures, man. Two teams that's looking good. It's gonna be a fun game. Um, the Jags like that too. Two fun. Jags are a fun young team. You know, I like it. I can't wait. And the Texans too. Bucks, Texans, Lions, Jags. Remember the 4 teams that I like the Texans too, man. Go look at the Texans, man. They look good. I like them Texans too. You know, four teams. You know, looking good. You gotta like it, man. I like it. I like to see stuff like that. I like young teams coming up doing their thing. And it's fun. Um, did I miss anything? Did I miss anything, Bucks fans? Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything? Huh? Am I missing anything, Bucks fans? Did I miss anything? Let me know if I missed anything. Did I forget about a subject? Oh yeah, kicker. Yeah, definitely kick. Shout out to Jake Kamada and Chase McLaughlin. You just gotta love it when the kickers can do something. You know, it's like yes, right? I'm not worried about the kickers to be honest with you. I'm not even worried about the kickers. I That's for the first time in a long time. I'm not like, oh man, the kickers, man, Jesus Christ. We line up for a field goal. I don't be shaking. Yeah, I mean, what about y'all? Do y'all be shaking when the kicker kick? I don't. Jake Kamada, when he punt the ball, I be like, we good. We cool. You feel me? So I mean, I'm loving it. Solito. Oh, Solito. Yep. So with that being said, Bucks fans, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and watch the go ahead and watch uh Thursday night football. We done beat the Bears already. We don't play the Commanders. But y'all take care. Y'all have fun. Weekend coming up. We got more to talk about next week. I'll be out of town this weekend. So I'm enjoying my weekend. I hope y'all enjoy y'all weekend with y'all family. Shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining this episode of Buckles Locker. Bucks are on a bye week. Sit back and relax. Go watch the future opponents. Go watch the Lions, Falcons, Bills. Go watch them, folks. Don't sit on your butt and do nothing. Go watch those teams because those are the next couple teams we got to play. I need y'all ready, locked and loaded because I'm going to be ready. Fire those cannons, seize the day, raise the flag. Hashtag we riding high. Hashtag don't get mad at me. I don't play the game. I just talk about it. Hashtag facts or feelings. Hashtag possibility, probability. Hashtag reality or optimism. Hashtag life after Brady. Hashtag shake and bake. Hashtag why. Hashtag what is this? Hashtag who nots. Hashtag bye week. Hashtag stay humble. Hashtag what does your eyes tell you? Hashtag guess what, guess what, guess what, guess what? Hashtag we really like that. Hashtag bomb that bitch. Hashtag we in this thing. I'm out.